Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's collective message. My name is Leah. I'm a channeler of the Great Divine, and I give awesome key information that helps you and me out. Because guess what? We're in a collective together. We be buddy buddies in terms of our journey and kind of where we're going, what kind of challenges are really rising up, what we don't see. And it really is awesome because what helps me will help you, but in a different way. And it kind of broadens the way to help out so that when you're able to recognize that it is helping you, you might be able to feel more comfortable expressing it to others. And from there, you become the muse for them. It's kind of like mere reflection and then reflection, inspiration, inspiration, seed of future action, so on and so forth. It's all a divine circle. Everything is a circle when it comes to what life is and our journeys on earth. So, today, what we're going to be talking about in the video is all about releasing emotional ties and truly wrapping our minds around what is currently tying our emotions to the past and how we can release it so we can be more present in the now. And this is a way where you can enjoy your life in a way where you have control of your emotions and how you can dictate judgments, choosing how to decide which emotion do you want to be motivated by when you do act. Because whatever it is you're going to do, it's going to be based off of action. And also, let me just say that when you rest, you are also acting. You're choosing to act in a way of staying. And this allows you to kind of just catch up with where you journeyed from and then where you are now, kind of like the in between from the beginning to now. Whoa. So, emotional ties, let's see with the past. Let me group myself up. Let me kind of get the connection going really well. Let me ground also. If you want to join me, I'm taking 3 deep breaths starting now. I'm inhaling, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Okay, just sit for 1 minute and breathe in a way of regular breath. These emotions started to get tied when you were a child. Oh, I always do that. I always have it like this starting out. So I love that. So, your emotions that are currently tied up that's causing your reality to not improve, even though you are putting in that work, it's coming from where you kind of grew up, how you were conditioned as a child to believe life as life in terms of outside perspective, in terms of maybe your guardians gave you certain beliefs to believe in, or you were told that this is the way that life is. And now you're in this place where you've been through enough circumstances that it's caused the tower to happen, where what before that you believed was so uncomfortable, like it's like you're living in the uncomfortable, that is the area where you've had profound realizations and recognition, kind of confirmations that you've been thinking about changing your mind in the way of looking at the situation. I'm getting that before you were looking at this situation with those glasses of pain, like the past pain, you were looking at it as a way of you're still living in the past. You're still feeling when it happened in the past, but in your present mind. Okay. So the way that you're going to need to um, not the way you need to do anything. This is more so you're looking at it in a new way. You're choosing to look at your emotions and see which emotions have been dragging you through with pride. Um, Something to do with pride that's been causing you to feel like you have it put together in a certain position in a certain way. Kind of like, oh, okay. When it comes to what you feel like okay, I'm getting it. The unknown, the divine, that, or, well, not, okay. Kind of like before what you had faith in, what you put faith in, that kind of leader to listen to. I'm getting that you're starting to branch your mind into realizing that the kind of where you've been putting your faith as way of saying this is going to help improve my life, you're realizing and you're recognizing that your pride has put you at a disadvantage when it comes to the kind of like, I'm getting karma. I'm getting that you've been ruled a lot of karma, these kind of instances where it hasn't worked out. And you're now recognizing that you have control in allowing yourself oh shoot, y'all, my throat just literally closed the heck up. Like it was, I couldn't talk, I couldn't breathe just now. I don't know what was happening. My goodness. Okay, so what you're doing is you're recognizing that and rebalancing out where you're putting your faith or how you put your faith into the future. Whoa, there we go. That's it. Something to do in the future. You want to give back to your community. You want to give back. It could be locally, it could be online, um, it could be your statewide community. Basically, this community is a group of people where you know that you have the ability to contribute and help through like giving your own kind of time and energy to others who need that help, to others who have been needing some kind of like a sturdy energy towards their emotions. I am going to, though, light this really fast. This is Ponto Solo. Did I say it right? Ponto Solo. Palo Santo. Is that right? Palo Santo? Yeah, Palo Santo, not Ponto Solo. I don't even think I've ever heard it called that way. Oh man. But I'm getting that it's kind of like with this way of giving back to your community, I'm understanding that the way that you've been putting faith with the future of your community, you're really changing up uh, the way you balance out when it gets to having kind of like internal restrictions. Like you feel that past way of believing how to deal with kind of emotional ties. Because we are talking about emotional ties. I have to keep dragging myself back to what we're talking about. Because I totally could get off the moon also is the bottom. So that's kind of like when I stopped talking before, that was what we were talking about. Whoops. So, with that's nice. Okay, so with this balance, the way that you're going to balance this kind of like wanting to help out your community, I'm getting the sense though that when it comes to emotions, you're super guarded right now. They're at least in the recent past. Okay, it's really cool to look at your recent past. But with your recent past, you've seen signs that you've been emotionally restrictive. Like you've been very, very judging your emotions and other emotions, just emotions in general, in a way where it restricts the flow of growth, the flow of you, helping out your community. And now, in the present state of mind, you're realizing that the more you have an open mind, the more you have opportunities that will help that growth, that will help when you feel like you don't know what the heck, which way to go. I don't know. You see how this figure is, their hands are wrapped, their eyes are covered, the swords around them are areas where they've decided not to step or go in that direction. Like they've put up those kind of internal restraints, if you will. And when you're able to just basically wave the white flag and say, hey, okay, I am so I'm writing this for the title. Wave the white flag. I love that. Um, so when you're able to allow yourself to wave the white flag and just say, hey, okay, I appreciate all of the effort that I have done in this certain direction with this certain belief of faith for the future, so on and so forth. And you say to yourself, I want to experience more. I want to experience being happy. I want to experience being enlightened, so on and so forth. In the areas where I've been restricted, I lift any and all ties that bind me to keeping with the same journey that I've been going on, keeping with the same path that I've been going on. I release ties that bind me with that way of thinking and perceiving the outcome. Because what is happening right now is you're perceiving the outcome with pain, with fear. And yes, you absolutely can get opportunities that come with that. You can get opportunities that come with fear, that come with this inner knowing that the outcome is going to lead to fear, because what you're putting with the future, with faith, with the outcome is fear. So, learning for you in the present moment, taking steps that are really, really simple, okay? But in your mind, it's like so complex that it adds all these different details that bottom line you don't need. Shadow work in journaling. This is the way you're going to detox all of those beliefs, all of those upbringings that you truly realize don't align with your path, and you're going to meet them head on in a way where it feels comfortable for you, because you are controlling it in the present moment, because you're handling the matter in the present moment. Handling the matter in the present moment. You are. Okay. Like you are really taking control and being a master manifester. When it comes to, yeah, you see this though? That was Six of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So these are both reversed, okay? But I wanted to show you upright just so you can get the beautiful pictures. Look at that detail, that color coordination, the imagery. But what right now you're doing is you're reversing, or you're kind of like releasing this need to walk away when you kind of step back into the Page of Pentacles perspective, where you're kind of like relying on outside knowledge, like out others. Okay, so it's like what outside of you and your knowledge, you're relying on others to guide you and to give you the key information. So here's the thing. There I want to choose my words carefully. You have every opportunity to take charge and to follow you, to follow inside that inner knowing, right? So when it comes to these emotions, when it comes to being tied to the emotions of the past, you're getting to this point where, one, you're finding ways of collaboration to reach more of the gratitude, more of the what would I call it? Like mindful meaningfulness. A lot of M's. But you're learning how to really do the action that gets you to a point where you're okay saying, hey, I'm going to wave this white flag and I'm going to respectfully give myself an opportunity to rest on trying to take action on making this better. And I'm just going to allow myself to rest, do the shadow work, do the detoxing of what you perceive right now, because you're also tied with the past, since you're looking like you have past pain also in your perspective, and you're resorting and you're really actually rationally judging what happened in the past and giving yourself opportunities of releasing that judgment you put on on your past self when it didn't work and you felt disappointed and you felt like kind of like losing the trust of listening to yourself and appreciating your inner guidance. I'm getting that when it comes to finally getting in tune of what helps you release emotional ties, you're going to find emotional fulfillment in all parts of your life that before you didn't. Before, it was so hard for you to even kind of like continue, I'm getting. But now it's almost as if when you wave the white flag, you give yourself this time to rest. And if you have those kind of urges to keep moving forward and to keep acting, I'm also getting changing and kind of readapting, giving yourself that kind of like, um, there's this word that it starts with an A. I can't tell what this word is, but it's like you're giving yourself the opportunity to just chill out and like let what is just be. Like all the work that you've done from A to present moment, from the beginning to now. Now is your opportunity to just chill out, and to allow yourself to catch up because you were in the past with your perspective, and allow yourself and your perspective to get to the present. And when this happens, when you get to the present, one, your emotional ties will be disintegrated and released and cut. You will do what you need to do to get there. And this is like, you have to trust also what feels right for you in the process. That's very important. Everyone has their own process. It's so cool. It's so cool releasing emotional ties. Anyway, so once you get to that process and you kind of make it more of like this method that you go to when you feel sort of like kind of in the present, you start to feel gloomy, you start to feel like you really can't motivate yourself to have hope for the future, or like basically you start to perceive your future as kind of like there's no meaning, no hope, nothing that's enlightening, but more so dissipating or disintegrating. You start to realize and recognize that when you let go all these emotional ties, you allow yourself to catch up, right, from the past, and then you kind of see what truly the gift that you have created for yourself is. You get to see that like in the moment. It's it's something that I've been getting more and more familiar with, but it's when I allow myself to wave that white flag, and it's like kind of like pride. Like I release my pride and say, "Hey, I think that I've been a bit too prideful, I've been a bit too egotistical in the way that I think I'm improving my life. I'm going to kind of just stop. I'm going to go to some simple mechanisms to help me get back to the present, to ground. And then I'm going to see the beauty of what this true gift of what the present moment is." Because you'll come to find that a lot of the things in the past, like especially if you're looking at the past perspective with this kind of like things didn't work out in these certain areas, you're going to really come to the realization that those areas are actually filled with a lot of amazing, you know, amazing things, like amazing people, amazing facts, amazing stuff that you didn't realize because you were so focused on looking at the past pain. So it's kind of like, and this might be a little harsh. I'm trying to not have it so harsh, this saying, but you kind of just rub the dirt on your wounds. Not really, but you're just kind of like, gotta grit your teeth, gotta release this need to seek justice for that past pain of saying, no, I did not get my sorry. No, I did not, the truth did not come out yet. I know the truth, but others aren't aware of the truth, stuff like that. You're just like, okay, I know what is right for me. I know what is the truth for me. I know what I experienced. And I'm going to allow myself the credit of moving from then to now and all that dedication towards myself. I'm going to go back to the past and I'm going to reveal all these important information, all this important details that's going to help me in terms of releasing the ties that bind me to the past perspective, the past pain's perspective. I'm going to take off those glasses, right? And I'm going to put on glasses that are in the present moment. And I can be more mindful of how I feel right now. I can be more mindful of what is my next 3 steps for improvement right now. So there's so much. There's so much. So that is what I have for the video. Actually, not yet. I want to do past, present, and future from this very moment right now. I do see that there is something in terms of writing down. I'm getting writing down what before you were like, oh, like writing down. Now you don't have to go back, but I would recommend in the future to write down when you watch videos like these, because this helps me too. But I would recommend in the future that when you write down things, you're going to be able to kind of go back and see it in the physical form if you need. But you're also going to be able to kind of implement it into your memory a lot more if you allow yourself to physically do something in terms of writing it down or in terms of saying it into your phone via voice message. And this will help allow you to see what you need to see with whatever it is that you're collecting, kind of key information of what you need to know, if that makes sense. But yeah, me writing nowadays, like, it's kind of like I can't stop. Like, it is something that really helps me just see flat out what the heck is happening. What am I not seeing? What am I contributing to that is not helping my path, but more hindering my path? Okay, so in the past, we are starting out with the Four of Pentacles and describing it as the sun. Okay, so in the past, you've been holding on to what to you allows you to feel enlightened, or you've been holding on to in physical ways things that help you feel this way of enlightenment. Okay, in the present, we have the King of Swords and we have the Five of Cups. So in the present, you're becoming aware to a point where you're putting up like restrictions when you start to feel like you're judging kind of how to act in the future off of the past, what didn't go right, right? So you're able to now in the present, with the awareness also of what created this like enlightenment that's motivating all these different pentacles, what you're creating, right? That direction, you're allowing yourself to, I'm hearing cut cords, cut ties with the emotions that really guides your judgment of future action. In the future, we have Nine of Cups for the description, and we have Justice for the overall. So in the future, you will be guiding yourself, you will be acting. And this, with the Knight of Cups being here, this is talking more so on you haven't fully graduated, but you're in the kind of apprentice stage. So you're not really a master with handling your cups, but you've gotten to a point where you can kind of continue your journey moving forward at a pace that's comfortable for you, with the essence of learning how to look in terms of justice, in terms of overall feeling satisfied enough to release that emotion and to release the need to kind of ruminate with that emotion, or it's like you're holding on to that emotion and you're allowing that emotion to motivate you to action of change. But now you're seeing that there are certain emotions that more so deplete kind of the opportunities than let the opportunities kind of expand, or expansion, right? So now you're realizing what works for you in the expansion way, and also what doesn't work for you in the expansion way. So like, what is the restriction way? And now you're cutting ties with that, or you're doing a lot of different types of cord cuttings that allow you to move forward with this perspective. I want to see, with this perspective that this is no longer necessary, that you no longer need to kind of sidestep, kind of go around certain things, because you are confronting it in a way where you're like, okay, I just want to move towards the next kind of placement on my journey, like the way to handle my emotions. I want to be there, and you are there. You are there, because this is the present, the King of Swords and the Five of Cups. So you are there in terms of truly understanding how you need to be assertive in terms of kind of guarded, I guess, or like the influence is not so much there anymore. or it's more so you've kind of like realized something about your influence. You realize that you have been influenced in terms of thinking about things, your future, because this influence is being backed by a certain emotion that you're not aware of. But as you continue doing shadow work and uncovering the past in terms of looking at it with the present moment, you're going to kind of come to a lot of different realizations that are more conscious now. And you're going to be able to see it through your own actions in the present moment. Because, yo, you are the most powerful version of you in the present moment. It's fun. Okay. Join me in the present moment. All right. Join me in releasing all ties that bind us emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally to the past, to past disappointments, things that didn't work out, events that didn't feel fulfilled in what we wanted. We release them and now we let go and we come back to where we are now, to our perspective of self now, to our qualities that make us now who we are now. So motivating. I don't know, something like that, you know what I mean? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna end this video. I am so glad that you have welcomed me into your world. It is so pretty, pretty. I love it, love it, love it. And I hope that you're having a great time with your year, with your journey of life, with doing what you need to feel more you, my friend. Thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Yes. Goodbye, everyone.